Bloomberg Audio Studios.
Podcasts, radio, news.
Well, Elon Musk is now the richest person on the planet.
More than half the satellites in space are owned and controlled by one man.
Starting his own artificial intelligence company.
Well, he's a legitimate super genius. I mean, legitimate.
He says he's always voted for Democrats, but this year it will be different. He'll vote Republican.
There is a reason the U.S. government is so reliant on him.
Elon Musk is a scam artist, and he's done nothing.
Anything he does is fascinating to people.
Welcome back to the Elon Inc. Holiday Special. I'm Max Chafkin, still sitting here in the studio with Bloomberg Elon Musk reporter Dana Hall and Bloomberg's big tech chief Sarah Frier. Joining us as well is Ryan Broderick of the excellent Garbage Day newsletter. Last week, we went through the most important stories of the year, and as listeners will remember well, I introduced a point system for our Know Your Elon contest. Now, right now, here is where the points stand. And again, we're recording this in mid-December. So Dana is in the lead with 3 points, Sarah has 2 points, and Ryan, unfortunately, is last with 1 solitary point. But he can make up for it because we are throwing ourselves into a new game. Ryan, I hope you're hydrated before we start this. But this game is called Most Interesting of the Year. So as people who follow Elon Musk will know that Elon Musk often comments interesting on top of a tweet. And they're sometimes provocative, they're sometimes, arguably offensive, they're sometimes funny, they're sometimes nonsensical. I am going to read you all 4 summaries of posts, and you have to tell me the one that Elon Musk did not find interesting.
Did not find interesting.
Okay. So 3 of these were interesting, and 1 of them was not interesting. Okay. Are you all ready? Okay. The first post. Okay, so post 1 argued that, quote, only high T alpha males and, quote, autists should be able to vote. Okay. Post 2 was a post promoting the opening of a film called Vindicating Trump by the conservative commentator Dinesh D'Souza. Post 3 was a lengthy post. This is hundreds of words long by J.K. Rowling laying out her feelings on trans identity. Like I said, it goes on and on. It's one of those ones you have to click to expand it. It begins, I believe a woman is a human being who belongs to the sex class that produces large gametes, and goes on from there. Post 4 was a series of photos of Jackie Chan, the martial artist and actor, with a Donald Trump haircut. So 4 posts. Which one of those was not interesting, according to Elon Musk? Sarah Frier.
Jackie Chan.
Ryan?
So I would have thought Jackie Chan, but I feel like you threw it in there because it is real. I've seen the middle 2, like in real life. So I'm going to go with the high T males and autists for number 1.
Okay, Dana. You're both wrong. Dana.
Wow, okay.
It is either the J.K. Rowling screed or the Dinesh D'Souza film.
I'm going to say the Dinesh D'Souza film.
Oh my God. Everyone was wrong. Okay, so this was a trick question, but it's really important because Elon did not find the Rowling post interesting. She did post it. That's a real post.
Do you find it concerning?
What he actually did, he must have been going through a thing where he was worried there was too much division on X, because he responded, while I heartily agree with your points regarding sex gender, may I suggest also posting interesting and positive content on other matters.
That's so good.
So debatable. He kind of implied that it was interesting, but he said also that it wasn't interesting. So I award no points to anyone for that one. Although I do feel like, Ryan, you're remembering the Jackie Chan series that's got to be worth a sympathy point.
I got to go outside more often. Yeah, I agree.
All right, now the second topic here is concerning. Now, these are 4 posts that Elon Musk found concerning. And once again, I am going to read you little excerpts of these posts, and you're going to tell me what did not concern Elon Musk, okay? Okay, here's number 1. Now, everyone pay attention. A post claiming that, quote, "It's really pointless to even attack Harris. She's just a puppet du jour, and Biden is a puppet d'hier." That's French for yesterday. 2, an article complaining that Signal, the encrypted messaging service, had close ties to the U.S. intelligence agencies. Post 3 was one warning that rising unemployment and panic job cuts were coming. This, by the way, turned out to be false. Post 4 claimed that Google was rigging the 2024 election. All right, Dana, you tell me which one of those was not concerning Elon. Now, remember, puppets, the puppet post, the encrypted messaging, rising unemployment, Google rigging the 2024 election.
Maybe the puppet post, because that seems like something that Elon himself would actually say, not be concerned about.
Oh my God, Dana is so good. Elon did not find it concerning. He said it. And 2 points for Dana Hall. Okay, so Dana's up to 5. Ryan is 2. Sarah is 2. Dana is running away with this thing, but Sarah and Ryan, you still have time.
I'm happy to lose to the Masters.
So let's move on to another category. This is the portion where we discuss parts of Elon Musk's business empire that he is going to look into. Now, super fans, Elon heads will know that people often complain to Elon Musk about, various things that are going on, and he'll say, looking into it. All right, so now 3 of these are real, 1 of them is not. The first one, a complaint that he banned Luigi Mangioni's Twitter account. This is the alleged United Healthcare shooter. 2 is a suggestion that the, quote, deep state could be undermined by a new government office that would be in charge of declassifying documents. 3 is a report about high levels of absenteeism in Tesla's Berlin Gigafactory. And 4 is a complaint that Stripe, the the payment service, was refusing to process payments for Libs of TikTok, which is a right-wing influencer account. So, Sarah, which of these was Elon not looking into?
Number 2.
Bingo.
All the rest have to do with his companies, and he always says looking into it when it's something that he's in charge of, but he's not in charge of the deep state.
Okay, see, I thought I was going to fool you because he is kind of in charge of the deep state now with the Doge. But no, you're right. That was a suggestion by FBI nominee Kash Patel. Elon said it was a good idea, but he is not looking into it.
Oh, good. Okay.
Okay, so that's 2 points to Sarah. That means it's 5 for Dana, 4 for Sarah, 2 for Ryan. We're going to have to give Ryan a chance to answer first on the next one just to make sure it's fair, because I'm getting some producer complaints in my ear about questions of game integrity here. All right, this is Most Beautiful. These were posts that Elon Musk found beautiful and wrote that this is beautiful. And I have 4 pictures. I'm going to show you the pictures. Dana and Sarah, you should have them ready, loaded up. Ryan, I'm going to just sort of move my laptop and show them to you. Okay, picture number 1, and I'm going to describe it for those who are not on the podcast.
Oh, yeah. I know this one.
Okay, it's a picture of Giorgia Meloni and the Prime Minister of Italy and Elon Musk sitting at a dinner, looking at each other, just with the most, I don't know. Dana, can you describe it?
Amorous? I mean, they're flirting. There's wine. It's,
It looks like such a good time. All right, that's picture 1. Picture 2. Okay, now it's a selfie of a gentleman and who you probably don't recognize. He's sort of wearing a flag pin. I'll tell you who he is, though. This is a picture of Christopher Macchio, who is a classical crossover vocalist known for performing at Trump events. I believe that Dan and I saw him at Madison Square Garden. I think he may be at Mar-a-Lago.
Was he any good?
Dan, I don't know. We were kind of walking out. Do you remember how was the vocal stylings of Christopher Macchio?
Did he perform? Is he the one who sang "America the Beautiful"?
Honestly, I don't know. He's like a Trump world singer.
Of course, that exists. Yeah.
Okay. Now, so that's 2. So Meloni, Macchio. Okay, here we go. Now here's the third one. Okay, so this is an interior. It looks like something out of like Brides magazine or something. It's, again, I'm going to describe it quickly. It's sort of a, like a sort of white, all white. There are white roses. There's a bed. It looks like the nicest Airbnb you've ever stayed in.
I remember this one, yeah.
Okay. Don't give anything away. I guess you're answering first. Okay, and here's number 4. And again, I don't quite know how to describe this, but maybe I'll let Ryan do the honors.
Oh, yeah. He So it's like the kind of thing you'd see on like DeviantArt, where it's like a beautiful woman back to the point of view of the picture, hugging like a man in all black, chained to the wall. It's like something like a 17-year-old would put on MySpace 20 years ago. And like Elon loves this stuff.
Yeah, it's there was a caption which I wanted to read. It said, "I believe in a bond that transcends love, a salvation found in each other." All right, Ryan Broderick, which of these pictures, which you're saying that was the one that he did not find beautiful?
Yeah.
I have bad news for you.
Oh, man. I was so confident it wasn't a selfie of a random man. I just assumed.
Okay, here's the thing. That answer is wrong, but I feel a little bad because he definitely was talking about the music being beautiful.
Okay.
He was not saying that the selfie was beautiful, but still, I got to trip you up.
Okay.
All right, let's give Sarah a chance to steal.
He probably didn't actually say beautiful about his dinner photo.
That is correct. He did not. And in fact, he has been at pains, I think, to sort of, not make it seem like they're definitely in a romantic relationship. And even Musk has chimed in at times.
I ship them, but I understand.
I feel like that was a little tricky and perhaps unfair, but nonetheless, Sarah is in the lead. Dana has 5 points, and Ryan is still stuck at 2.
I'll take it.
So now we have another game. This one is called Know Your Rogan. Okay. So we're going to play a series of clips, and you are going to have to, this is another 2-pointer, you're going to have to identify who Joe Rogan is talking to and the context of the comments. And now there are only 3 choices, and the choices are Donald Trump, Elon Musk, or Bob Gimlin, who is a cryptozoologist.
Someone who studies fanciful beasts and creatures. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, got it.
Now, this might be easy because I think some of us have listened to some of these episodes, but nonetheless, again, all right, so let's start with the first clip.
If there was life on a planet and we could introduce our DNA into these lower primates and make them more like us, you don't think we would do it?
Ryan Broderick, who is he talking to? Is he talking to the cryptozoologist, Donald Trump, or Elon Musk? And what is the context?
Honestly, it would be so funny if he was talking to Trump. It would be so funny if you just talk about like making monkey-human hybrids with Donald Trump. I'm going to say Elon Musk, and I'm going to say it has something to do with like gene splicing or transhumanism or like making sort of animal hybrid debt slaves to work on Mars or something.
All right, let's hear the clip.
Like, if we had the technology to do what allegedly the alleged aliens do, we would be doing all sorts of crazy stuff all the time.
That's the cryptozoologist.
So, as you could hear, he's not talking to Elon Musk or Donald Trump. He's talking to the cryptozoologist about alien tech.
Yeah.
Okay. So, unfortunately, that's another...
I'll take the L.
That's another L for
I'm
Ryan.
actually happy to not know what goes on that podcast.
Okay, let's immediately go to a new clip. Here's Rogan again.
It cleans your mind.
It cleans your mind. Dana Hall, who is Joe Rogan talking to, and what is he talking about?
He's talking to Elon Musk about, like, eating meat or, like, something consumable. I don't know.
Let's hear the clip.
In golf, as you get older, there's something real good about it when you have competition with your friends.
Competition, concentration, focus.
And it's a great handicap sport.
All right, so self-explanatory, Trump, talking to Trump about playing golf. All right, here's the third clip.
Video evidence, radar evidence.
Okay, Rogan said video evidence, comma, radar evidence. What do you think, Sarah Fryer?
Is it Elon Musk talking about immigration?
Let's hear the clip.
And they said, we saw things, sir, that
it's aliens.
were very strange. Like
aliens.
A round ball, but it wasn't a comet or a meteor. It was something.
All right, Ryan gets a point there for chiming in with aliens.
Yeah, I knew it.
Yes, that's Donald Trump and Joe Rogan, the president-elect of the United States and the most popular broadcaster in America, talking about aliens.
See, that's why Rogan's popular. If I got to sit down with any president, I'd be like, what's the deal with aliens? And like, that's good radio, you know? That's good podcasting.
Legit, no joke, you're right. All right, next clip. We only have 2 more. Here's the second to last clip.
I would be terribly surprised.
Cryptozoologist, Elon Musk, Donald Trump, and then what is the context?
I would be terribly surprised.
Yes.
Like, have you ever seen a chimpanzee?
Yes.
Like, would it surprise you to learn that, like, there's a smarter one, there's a faster one, there's a bigger one?
Sure.
Like, if a Bigfoot got hit by a bus
cryptozoologist talking
tomorrow,
about Bigfoot.
like, I wouldn't be surprised.
Shot in the dark.
All right. Yes, indeed. It was the cryptozoologist talking about the possibility that Bigfoot would get hit by the bus. For anyone wondering what just happened there, Ryan was, I think, on his way to getting the answer correctly. I don't know if he would have got Bigfoot, but our producers accidentally hit the reveal button a little too early. But you know what? I think we have to give Ryan credit because, as I said, it was on the tip of his tongue. Ryan is up to 5 points. Now it's 6-5 to 5. We've got a tight contest here. And the last question is going to go to Dana. Here's the clip.
Just the fact that they have the resources to do that when they have all the crime that they have.
Dana, who is Joe Rogan talking to, and what is he talking to him about?
Trump and something about immigration.
Sarah, I'll go to you now. Think about crime stories that dominated the news over the last 2 months.
Is it about ballots?
Just the fact that they have the resources to do that when they have all that crime that they have. Okay, now this is a story related to law breaking, but it's of a specific variety of law breaking. It has to do with violating the rules about animals at home.
Oh, wait.
Oh,
is he talking about
Peanut.
the XL pit ban in the UK?
Dana has it.
Sorry,
Dana?
Peanut the squirrel. He was talking
to... Peanut the squirrel.
And who's he talking to, Dana?
He was talking to Elon.
That's right. Okay, let's hear that one.
Still pretty shook about the freaking squirrel thing. It's like, they at gunpoint forced the guy to, like, stay outside his house while they got his pets and killed them. Meanwhile, violent felons are running free.
Okay, just to remind listeners, Peanut the squirrel was an allegedly illicit squirrel owned by a influencer who was, according to Elon Musk and many, especially on the right, was cruelly taken from his home, euthanized, tested for rabies. This was like it actually might have happened in November, but it was like the closest thing we had in 2024 to an October surprise. That ends the game. The big winner today is Dana, and I believe Ryan and Sarah were tied for second. But in my book, everybody's a winner. Dana Hall, congratulations.
Oh, what do I win? What's the prize, Max?
Yeah, we discussed that, and we haven't figured it out. All right, so we have one last part of this holiday spectacular for you, and it's going to be predictions. Now, I'm going to ask all you to talk about what you think is going to happen, but we're just going to play a little tape of colleagues and friends of the show talking about like what they see as their Elon Musk predictions.
I got 2 predictions for this year for Elon Musk. The first is that he's going to fold X, social network formerly known as Twitter, into XAI. So it's going to be a way for him to basically salvage that, struggling business, get investors a way out by merging those 2 companies. And then second is that we're going to see some kind of boys trip with Elon and Donald Trump going to visit, I'm going to say Kim Jong-un this year. I just have a hunch that there's going to be some very controversial weekend vacation for those guys.
My expectation for Elon Musk in 2025 is that he will continue to flout the law on corporate governance and other issues and believe that, he's somehow special and he doesn't need to follow the same rules and customs that, the little people follow.
My prediction for Doge is that Elon and Vivek are going to get nowhere near the $2 trillion that they've proposed to cut unless you stretch the window for cutting $2 trillion to like 100 years.
I guess my big prediction is that we are going to learn something new on the fertility front. It could be more babies that Elon's had. I think the current number is 12 or 13. It could be some sort of place, maybe in Texas. But I think that we are going to learn more about how Elon has been personally trying to fill the earth with more children. That is my prediction.
So in 2025, I'm wondering, will Elon somehow use Doge to put his thumb on the scale to help his own companies? There's the obvious ones like the FAA could really help SpaceX if it wanted to. But what about the FDA? Could he use that to somehow really help Neuralink or the Department of Transportation to help Boring? That's what I'm going to be watching.
Hey, Papadopoulos here. I've got a whole slew of predictions, praying that at least one of them proves to be correct. First off, I've got Doge the committee scoring a couple big early victories, like permanent daylight savings time or something. And then the whole thing fizzling out pretty badly, sparking, curiously, a rally in Doge, the cryptocurrency. Next, I've got the valuations of SpaceX and Tesla converging throughout the year. Then I've got friend of pod, Kurt Wagner, breaking down and buying a Cybertruck. Lastly, of course, a horse tip. Me being the gambling degenerate and all. I've got a colt by the name of Chancer McPatrick winning the 151st running of the Kentucky Derby. That's it.
I have no idea if that's a real horse. That was awesome.
All right, so that was Kurt Wagner, Jeff Feely, Josh Green, Rehan Harmansi, Sarah McBride, and our host, our normal host anyway, David Papadopoulos. All right, Sarah, most plausible, least plausible predictions that we just heard?
Kurt getting a Cybertruck.
Is that the most plausible or the least plausible?
Well, I think least plausible, but anything is possible. It's definitely possible that Doge is going to fizzle and turn into a disaster and not cut the trillions it wants to cut.
Not everyone. So there were some very safe. There were some very safe
bets there.
Safe bets here.
Oh, I definitely think they're going to get rid of daylight savings time. I'm rooting for them. I feel like that is such an easy, obvious, pulled from a Veep storyline thing that could happen that they'll do, and then they'll just sort of disappear. I think that is totally going to happen.
I welcome the daylight savings repeal and also all the quirky things like the opportunity for just government to get weird. I'd say is one of the things I'm most looking forward to in 2025. Dana, what about you? Do you think a boys' trip to North Korea is in the cards, like our colleague Kurt Wagner said?
That was another good one, actually.
I thought that was an intriguing one. I could definitely see a boys' trip to Hungary to visit Viktor Orban more than North Korea. But Trump does really like to talk about North Korea, so I could be wrong. I think the most plausible one is more on the fertility front. Of course, I'm biased because we've written a lot about that, but
more
I
babies.
think Rehan's suggestion was good. Yeah, more children and
how many
more...
do you think if you had to put a number on it?
Well, you need a lot of people to populate this Mars colony. And, I think we've talked about this. Maybe we need to do a special segment. But, Musk is always very intrigued by Genghis Khan. And, he has fathered 12 children that we know of, with an emphasis on the that we know of part.
I just want to remind everyone that we did this podcast last time, and I predicted that Elon Musk and Giorgia Meloni would come closer together. And although, again, as I said, Elon has denied having a romantic relationship with Meloni, I feel like that picture, I really am proud of my prediction. That's all I'm saying.
That was a smart one.
Hey, we still have 10, 15 days left of the year.
Yeah, we're recording this on December 11th, everyone.
Yeah, so this you might be right,
All right, let's all give our, prediction for 2025, the year in Elon Musk. Ryan, why don't you start?
One that I forget where I sort of saw this idea, but I think it's smart, which is that either X buys Truth Social or Truth Social buys X, or there's some sort of consolidation there. I feel like that just maybe it won't happen because it makes too much sense with these guys. They don't really operate that way. But that to me just feels like it's dying to happen. And I feel like it might happen if Blue Sky becomes more successful and someone explains what Federation is to Elon Musk.
First of all, mind meld. That was my answer as well. And
I saw it on your computer earlier.
That is oh, was it really?
No, I'm kidding.
That is an idea that we have floated on this podcast. I feel like every time I bring it up, I get made fun of, but I think it could happen. I think that, True Social has a public listing. It doesn't really have an audience. Elon Musk has this private company that could really use a public listing. I feel like, Sarah, you need to like throw cold water on this idea before Ryan and I, start.
Why would you want to? I mean, I just don't see that being that beneficial for Elon, like to have Truth Social. I think it's more likely that he will somehow end up with the U.S. version of TikTok, because it needs to be divested to a U.S. owner, and like Trump has said he will save it. He didn't say how.
How would that deal work though, Sarah?
Yeah, because hasn't ByteDance said that like they don't care enough about TikTok to like divest it in the first place?
In all truth, I don't think it's going to happen, but it's a fun conspiracy.
I do like that one.
You're just bringing it up to say how ridiculous.
I'm bringing it up to say that like it's just as implausible as the Truth Social thing.
Invest?
You know what I think is more plausible?
Right
what is more plausible, I think, is in the realm of social media, is that we'll start to see maybe a bit of a truce / light friendship develop between Zuckerberg and Musk, who we have previously discussed as cage match rivals.
Ooh, I like that. All right, Dana, what's your prediction for 2025?
Oh, gosh, so many. Well, I'm really curious. I guess I'm curious about the Sam Altman feud and where that lands, and if there's a détente or whether there's an escalation. There was a story that they like briefly like hung around a bonfire together in Sun Valley.
They even hugged.
Hugged or something, but then now the lawsuit is back on, and Siobhan Zillis is now named as part of that lawsuit. So I would really love to know like how much equity she has in OpenAI and why she's now a plaintiff in that suit. So that's like sort of one bucket. I guess the other geopolitical bucket I'm really curious about is China and Taiwan, and like what like Elon's dependency on China, his relationship with China, his factory in China is just such a big part of this whole potential tariff, trade war, Taiwan, chips. Like I would love more visibility into what Elon does there vis-a-vis the Trump administration.
Yeah, I definitely think some in hearing some of these, like Blue Sky, we didn't really talk about Blue Sky. It's growing really fast. And like maybe when we do this in a year, that is going to be a thing we're talking about. And then China, absolutely. Like it's, this seems like a real point of contention between Trump and Elon potentially, or between like Trump supporters and Elon Musk.
I have one more, which is that, RFK is going to be confirmed for the head of HHS, even though there's a lot of opposition to it. And then you're going to see ketamine and psychedelic mushrooms and MDMA and all kinds of therapies that not just Musk, but his brother Kimball and Antonio Gracias, like Silicon Valley is very into psychedelics. And I think you're just going to see like a sea change happen where, it's just going to become normal. It's going to become an increasingly allowed thing. I mean, it is allowed in some states under some circumstances, right? But I just think you're gonna see kind of Silicon Valley and this administration embrace psychedelics for therapy in a way that no one could have predicted.
I look forward to doing this podcast in 2025, December, high as heck on ketamine.
Your teeth are just totally rotted out from lack of fluoride, and you're just out of your mind on ketamine. Yeah, that sounds...
All right, last question, and then we can end this glorious holiday special. And this came up earlier, but, you see a lot of people making predictions. I think Ryan actually brought it up very early on, but the idea that at some point Trump and Elon will inevitably have a falling out. And I want everyone to give me a predicted date of when it's going to happen and how it's going to happen. Ryan Broderick, you start.
Hold on. I'm just Googling how long Omarosa made it. And it seems like she resigned January 2018. So do I think Elon Musk has the juice to stay in the succession orbit longer or shorter than Omarosa? I'm gonna say he hangs on for the whole first year. And I think he stays till like, let's say 2026. Early in the year, he's gone. Like February 2026.
Now, is there a conflict or does he just gently leave? Is it on good terms or poor terms?
I think Trump likes to mix things up kind of like in certain cycles. I feel like the first year, everything kind of holds still. And then I feel like it's going to start to shatter really fast as we get closer to the midterms, and he starts to panic and he starts to fire people. So I think that's how long Elon Musk has.
Okay, that's a well-considered prediction. Sarah Fryer, what do you got?
I mean, I'm the one who thought Linda Yaccarino wouldn't last more than a few weeks, and she's still still CEO of X. So I'm gonna give this one a little more time. It's a big investment that he made, and he seems pretty dedicated to it. I think if it falls apart, it's going to be on Trump's terms, since Elon seems to just want to be at Mar-a-Lago all the time and have a hand in the building of this administration.
All right, give us a date.
I think he just gets distracted by something else at some point. I think, by the summer of next year, we're not really going to hear about Musk in D.C.
So you're saying like July...
He's going to lay the groundwork.
2025.
Be involved in big decisions and then go back to his companies for a little bit.
Dana?
Maybe.
I'm gonna give a longer leash. I'm gonna say August 2026. He's got 18 months to do Doge. He really wants to do Doge. He wants to, do as much as he can in the next 18 months, and then maybe once the Doge project is done, he won't be as much of a fixture. But I feel like he's gonna be thick as thieves with Trump for the foreseeable future.
I agree. I think he's gonna make it past the midterm. I mean, I think
past the midterm.
Yeah, the money thing. Yeah,
good call.
Now I don't know. I mean, it's like hearing everyone make these very relatively optimistic. I thought someone was going to say a week from now or something, which had been the conventional wisdom.
We learned our lesson with the Yaccarino.
Yeah, and the money. Yeah, I'm saying, you know what? Elon is on the campaign trail with J.D. Vance and Donald Trump Jr. in 2028, and they are all friends. That's my prediction.
Wow.
Okay, that does it for our New Year's special. Guys, had a great time hanging out with you, laughing about the year that we had and predicting the year to come. And we at Elon Inc. will be there to cover it. Write us, let us know what you think. ElonInc@Bloomberg.net. Dana Hull, Sarah Fryer, Ryan Broderick, thank you all for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for having us.
So awesome. Thanks, Max. Epic episode.
This episode was produced by Stacey Wong. Anna Mazarakis is our editor, and Rayhan Harmansi, our senior editor. And if you believe it, the idea for this show also came from Rayhan. Blake Maples handles engineering, and Emma Sanchez fact-checks. Our supervising producer is Magnus Henriksen. The Elon Inc. theme is written and performed by Taka Yasuzawa and Alex Seguiera. Brendan Francis Newnham is our executive producer, and Sage Bauman is the head of Bloomberg Podcasts. A big thanks to our supporters, Joel Weber and Brad Stone. I'm Max Chafkin. If you have a minute, rate and review our show. It'll help other listeners find us. And we will see you next week. Happy 2025. Thanks for listening to the Elon Inc. podcast. If you never want to miss a story, become a Bloomberg.com subscriber today. Check out our special intro offer right now at Bloomberg.com/podcast offer, or click in the link on the show notes. You'll also unlock deep reporting, data, and analysis from reporters all around the world.